All right, today we're going to draft what could very well be the single most important document you'll ever create, your financial blueprint. We're going to move far beyond mere wishful thinking and actually lay down a truly concrete foundation for building your future, and just as importantly, for protecting your wealth. So let me ask you something very important right out of the gate. Is your financial future something you're actively planning, or is it something you're just kind of hoping will all work out in the end? You know, the gap between those two things, planning and hoping, is absolutely massive. And that's exactly the gap we're going to close today. Think about it. Every great blueprint needs an architect, doesn't it? Well, when it comes to your financial future, that architect's most valuable asset isn't just book smarts, it's decades of real world in the trenches experience. And that brings us to this important number, 40. All the insights in this explainer are built upon a very solid foundation of 40 decades of international experience from Annette Houlihan in financial and estate planning. So we're certainly not talking about mere theory here. This is all about proven practical strategies that truly work. I love that quote. It just so perfectly captures the entire mission. So how do we do it? How do we actually turn those big financial goals into reality? Well, we start by building the 3 core pillars of our financial blueprint, and it all truly begins with the foundation, your income. So our very first pillar is all about building income. But listen closely, not just any income. We're focused on creating passive income streams that can generate wealth for you while also, and this is truly crucial, while carefully managing your risk. Now, the key here is the type of passive income we're discussing. Forget simply throwing money at the stock market, hoping for the best. Our focus here is on something called capital protected notes. And the easiest way to view them is as investments with a built-in safety net. They're specifically designed to shield your initial capital from market swings while still aiming for growth. This really lays out the 2 very different paths you can take. On one side, you've got the total rollercoaster ride of direct market exposure with all its thrilling highs and, let's be honest, its stomach-churning sudden drops. But on the other side, you have these capital protected investment strategies. And the goal here is to give your initial investment a strong shield, a buffer, while still targeting those desired returns. It's really about being strategic, not just purely speculative. Okay, once you've started building wealth, our second pillar becomes critical, protecting it. This isn't just about you, it's about creating a secure legacy for those you care about most. This brings us right to estate planning. So what in the world is estate planning? I know it sounds so formal, but at its core, it's just the process of making sure your assets are handled exactly the way you want them to be. It's all about maintaining control and providing for your loved ones, even when you are unable to be there to do it yourself. You know, an estate plan isn't some vague, abstract idea. It's built on very real, concrete legal documents. The 3 absolute essentials are these. First, a will to direct where your assets go. Second, a guardianship plan, which is so incredibly important if you have children. And third, powers of attorney, which lets you appoint a trusted person to make decisions for you if you're ever unable to. And that leads us to our third and final pillar, designing your retirement. This is where the blueprint really comes to life, right? This is about planning for the future you've worked so hard to build. And perhaps the most vital word on this entire slide is predictable. This phrase truly captures the entire concept perfectly because the objective isn't simply to stop working one day. It's about stepping into a brand new chapter of your life, but with complete confidence, knowing you'll have a secure, predictable income stream to support the life you've always dreamed of for yourself. And you know what? Creating that ideal retirement lifestyle follows a very clear 3-step process. First, you absolutely must define your personal goals. What does your ideal retirement truly look like? Get specific. Second, you create a strategy specifically for that predictable income stream. And third, you execute the plan and you get to enjoy what truly matters most, your financial peace of mind. So we've now covered our 3 main pillars: building, protecting, and designing. But what exactly happens when that financial blueprint needs to stretch across international borders? This is especially critical for expat families because, wow, they often have to navigate a totally unique and intricate layer of financial complexity. For global families, financial planning is like trying to solve a puzzle where the pieces are constantly moving. You're dealing with different regulations, different currencies, different tax laws. It's a lot. And that's why specialized advice isn't a luxury. It's an absolute necessity to ensure your blueprint is solid, no matter where in the world you are. So as we wrap up, let's come right back to where we started. A financial plan should never, ever be just a bunch of numbers on a page. It's an actionable blueprint for your life's most important goals, building your income, protecting your family, and ultimately getting to enjoy the future that you've designed for yourself. And that leaves us with one final but crucial question for you to think about. What's the very first step to building your own financial blueprint? And the expert whose work we explored today, Annette Houlihan from Carey Suin, actually offers consultations to help people answer that question.